told you life was supposed to be fair? Who told you that just because you've struggled, you're owed success? Let me wake you up. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is sitting around thinking about how they can make your life easier. The world doesn't hand out trophies for trying. Life isn't a charity, it's a battlefield, and the ones who survive are the ones who stop waiting and start fighting. It's a hard pill to swallow, but the sooner you accept it, the faster you can change your life. If you're sitting around waiting for recognition, waiting for someone to hand you an opportunity, you'll be waiting forever. The people who win in life aren't the ones who wait for permission. They take what they want. They create their own doors instead of knocking on ones that never open. You might have been dealt a tough hand. You might have been born into struggle, faced rejection, or been overlooked, but let me ask you this, so what? Are you gonna let that define you, or are you gonna use it as fuel? Because let me tell you something, nobody cares about your excuses. The world only cares about results. You have two choices: sit in the corner complaining about how unfair life is, or stand up and take control. There are no guarantees, no shortcuts, no magic formulas. The only way forward is through effort, through discipline, through relentless action. The moment you stop expecting life to hand you something is the moment you free yourself to go after it. So stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop expecting a helping hand. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to become something greater. Let me ask you something. If complaining worked, wouldn't you be successful by now? Wouldn't your life be better just by talking about how unfair it is? The truth is, waiting for sympathy is a waste of time. If you keep waiting for someone to care, you'll be waiting forever. Life doesn't stop moving just because you feel stuck. It doesn't pause to check if you're okay. While you sit there feeling sorry for yourself, others are moving forward. Others are finding solutions. Others are taking what they deserve while you're stuck asking, why me? Excuses are like anchors. They keep you stuck in place while others sail ahead. Every time you blame your situation, your past, or other people, you're giving away your power. You're handing over control and telling the world, I can't do anything about it. But that's a lie. You can do something about it. You just have to stop waiting for permission. Taking responsibility doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It means refusing to let them define you. It means standing up and deciding that no matter what happened before, you are in control of what happens next. Because the moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment everything changes. No more waiting, no more blaming, no more feeling sorry for yourself. It's time to stand up, take charge, and start moving forward. Respect isn't given, it's earned. No amount of begging, convincing, or seeking approval will ever make people respect you. The truth is, the world only listens to results. Your words mean nothing if there's no action behind them. Too many people waste their energy trying to impress others. They look for approval, waiting for someone to tell them they're good enough. But let me ask you, do the people you admire wait for validation? Do successful people sit around hoping for permission, or are they too busy winning? Your results are your voice. Speak through action, not complaints. Stop trying to prove yourself with words. Stop posting about your dreams without putting in the work. Stop waiting for someone to tell you, yes, you can, because at the end of the day, respect comes from what you build, not from what you say. Think about it. Who gets respect? The one who talks about how hard they're working, or the one who delivers results? The person constantly looking for approval, or the one who shows up and dominates? You don't need validation, you need to move. You need to stop explaining, stop asking for permission, and start showing up. Because when you do, the results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. Rejection is not a sign to stop. It's not a signal that you're not good enough. It's proof that you're in the game. The more rejection you face, the stronger you get. Every successful person you admire has been rejected, probably more times than you can count. The difference? You can either drop it and walk away, or you can push harder and come back stronger. Look at the greatest names in history. They were all doubted. They were all told they weren't good enough. But instead of giving up, they used rejection as fuel. They turned every doubt, every failure, every closed door into a reason to work harder. So here's the challenge. Will you let rejection define you, or will you use it to rise above? Will you let a few no's stop you from getting to your yes? Because the truth is, rejection is not the end. It's a test. A test to see if you have what it takes to keep going when things get tough. A test to see if you're serious about your goals. Use rejection. Let it drive you. Let it push you forward, because if you do, one day the same people who doubted you will be the ones asking how you did it. Winners don't wait, they work. They don't sit around hoping for a lucky break. They don't waste time waiting for the perfect moment. They make the moment. They take action. They build. Success isn't handed to you, it's built. brick by brick through effort. Every skill you develop, every extra hour you put in, every challenge you push through, it all stacks up. It creates a foundation that cannot be ignored. But here's the truth. If you're not building, you're falling behind. While you wait, someone else is out there grinding, learning, growing. And when the time comes, they'll be ready. Will you? You have two choices. Build your future or watch others build theirs. If you don't take control of your success, someone else will. If you don't take action, nothing will change. It doesn't matter how much potential you have, how smart you are, or how much you want it. If you don't move, you don't win. So stop waiting, stop making excuses, stop looking at successful people and wondering why it's not you. Get up, start now, and take control. Because the only difference between winners and losers is action. What has complaining ever changed? Think about it. Has it ever moved you forward? Has it ever made your life better? Or has it just wasted time while nothing changed? Your future doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about what you do. Excuses won't put food on the table. They won't build your dreams. They won't take you from where you are to where you want to be. But action will. Hard work will. Pushing forward when it's tough will. Complaining is like rocking in a chair. Plenty of movement, but no progress. You can sit there all day talking about how hard life is, how unfair things are, how you don't have the same advantages as others. But at the end of the day, you're still in the same spot. Nothing changed. The only difference, you wasted more time. Successful people don't waste time making excuses. They don't sit around pointing fingers. They take whatever life throws at them and make it work. They find a way. They use their energy to fix problems instead of crying about them. That's the difference between those who win and those who stay stuck. The winners take responsibility, the losers complain. So here's the challenge. Are you going to sit there and list all the reasons why life is unfair? Or are you going to stand up and do something about it? The choice is yours. Complaining changes nothing. Action changes everything. The more excuses you make, the less progress you'll see. It's that simple. You can either move forward or stand still, but you can't do both. Every time you say, I don't have time, or I'm not lucky, or it's too hard, you're building a wall between yourself and success. And guess what? No one is going to break that wall down for you. You either climb over it, or you stay stuck behind it. Winners don't wait for doors to open, they build their own. They don't sit around hoping for the right conditions, they create them. They don't blame their circumstances, they through them. The truth is, the people you look up to didn't have it easier than you. They had struggles. They had setbacks. The difference? They refused to let those struggles become excuses. So ask yourself, are you making moves or making excuses? Are you putting in the effort or just talking about what you want? Because at the end of the day, your success won't be decided by your talent, your background, or your luck. It will be decided by one thing, your effort. No more excuses, no more waiting. If you want something, go after it, because the only difference between winners and everyone else is that they do what needs to be done no matter what. Stop running from difficulty. It's the training ground for greatness. The struggle you're facing isn't a roadblock, it's the path. Every challenge, every setback, every moment that pushes you to the edge is shaping you into something stronger. The problem isn't the struggle, the problem is how you see it. Most people fear hardship. They see it as a reason to quit, an excuse to stop trying. But let me tell you something. Just like muscles grow under resistance, your mind strengthens through challenge. Without struggle, there's no progress. Without pressure, there's no growth. Every single person who has ever accomplished something great has been tested, broken, and pushed to their limits. The difference? They didn't quit. Think about the people you admire. The ones who built empires, changed the world, or overcame impossible odds. What do they all have in common? They endured. They faced struggles that would have broken most people, but instead of running, they embraced the fight. They used every setback as fuel. They understood that pain is temporary, but the lessons last forever. So what will you do? Will you keep avoiding struggle, hoping for an easy way out? Or will you face it head on, knowing that every tough moment is making you stronger? Because the truth is, those who embrace the struggle, those who refuse to back down, those are the ones who rise. Stop saying what you're going to do, start doing it. Nobody cares about what you plan to do, what you hope to achieve, or what you might start next week. The world doesn't move for talkers, it moves for doers. Your actions are your resume. What do they say about you? Do they show discipline, hard work, and progress? Or do they show hesitation, excuses, and wasted potential? Because at the end of the day, people don't remember what you said, they remember what you did. Too many people spend their lives talking about what they want instead of going after it. They convince themselves they'll start when the timing is right, when they have more money, when they have more confidence. But here's the truth. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. There will always be another excuse, another reason to put things off. The difference between success and failure isn't words, it's action. It's showing up every single day and doing the work, whether you feel like it or not. So ask yourself, are you talking about it or are you actually doing it? Because the ones who do, so ask yourself, are you talking about it or is it? The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's moving forward with or without you. Your mindset is like a garden. Feed it doubt and weeds will take over. Every time you tell yourself, I can't, or it's too hard, or maybe later, you're watering those weeds. You're letting negativity choke out your potential. But if you plant action, if you feed your mind with discipline and effort, you'll start to see real growth. The only way to break free from self-pity is to move. No more overthinking. No more sitting in the same spot, waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Action creates the moment. Starting today, commit to action over excuses. No more waiting, no more feeling sorry for yourself, no more living in the cycle of doubt. The power to change your life is in your hands, but only if you decide to use it. Are you really giving 100% or just telling yourself that? Be honest, are you truly pushing your limits or are you just doing enough to feel like you're making progress? Because there's a difference between working hard and working at your highest level. Most people think they're putting in effort, but they're only scratching the surface of their potential. They push just enough to feel tired, but not enough to break through. They work just enough to see small progress, but not enough to reach greatness. And why? Because real effort is uncomfortable. Real effort means going beyond what feels safe. If you only work when it's easy, you'll only succeed when it's convenient. And that's not how success works. Success doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't show up when you feel like it. It rewards the ones who are willing to show up every day no matter what. Success isn't a warm bed, it's a battlefield where only the strongest survive. If you stay where it's comfortable, you'll stay where you are. But if you push past that, if you embrace the discomfort, if you go beyond what feels good, you'll find out what you're really capable of. So ask yourself, are you just working or are you truly pushing? Because comfort is the enemy of growth, and the ones who win are the ones who refuse to stay where it's easy. Your work ethic will determine your future. Period. Not your talent, not your connections, not your luck, just your willingness to put in the work when others won't. Too many people believe success is about being naturally gifted. They look at successful people and think they were born for this. But that's a lie. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs and visionaries didn't rely on talent alone, they outworked everyone. The reason why you don't. They expect that their person of efforts and activities are going to rely on talent alone. They outworked everyone. They start strong, but when things get tough, they slow down. They expect victory, they fail. They all know that success did not happen automatically. They struggle, but when things get tough, they slow down. They expect victory, they fail, but the ones who keep going, the ones who push past exhaustion, boredom, and frustration, those are the ones who rise to the top. So the question is, are you working like someone who wants to win, or are you just going through the motions? Are you willing to do what others won't? Because that's the difference. That's what separates the champions from the rest. Decide right now, are you going to outwork everyone, or are you going to be just another person who could have been great? The choice is yours. What if pain isn't a stop sign, but a sign of progress? What if the struggle you're facing right now isn't there to break you, but to build you? Too many people quit the moment things get hard. They see discomfort as a warning to stop, instead of what it really is, a signal that they're stepping into growth. Your comfort zone is a prison disguised as safety. It keeps you stuck, making you believe that staying in the same place is better than risking failure. But here's the truth, if you're not pushing, you're plateauing. Growth doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens when you push through exhaustion, when you keep going even after your mind tells you to stop. Think about any great athlete, any successful entrepreneur, any game changer in history. They didn't reach the top because it was easy. They got there because when they hit a wall, they climbed over it. When their bodies said stop, they kept moving. When their minds doubted them, they silenced the doubt with action. So what will you do? Will you stop the second things get uncomfortable? Or will you push forward knowing that on the other side of that discomfort is the breakthrough you've been waiting for? Because success doesn't belong to those who stay comfortable. It belongs to those who refuse to stop. One great day of effort won't change your life, but 1,000 average days of consistency will. The truth is, success isn't built on those rare days when you feel unstoppable. It's built on the days when you don't feel like showing up, but you do anyway. Too many people believe that winning comes from pushing as hard as possible for a short burst of time. They sprint, burn out, then wonder why they're stuck. But success isn't built in sprints. It's a marathon of daily discipline. The ones who win aren't the ones who go all out for a few weeks and then disappear. They're the ones who keep moving forward one step at a time, even when they're tired, even when they're unmotivated, even when progress feels slow. The most successful people aren't the ones who work the hardest for a week. They're the ones who refuse to quit for years. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. Motivation fades, discipline stays. So ask yourself, are you building habits that last, or are you running in circles chasing short bursts of effort? Because in the end, the ones who stay in the game the longest are the ones who come out on top. How many talented people do you know who never lived up to their potential? The ones who were naturally gifted but never put in the work. The ones who had all the advantages but never used them. Because talent by itself is worthless. It's not talent that creates success. It's effort, discipline, and persistence. Talent is like an unused tool. It means nothing if you don't use it to build something. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you don't put in the work, it won't take you anywhere. On the other hand, those who may not start with natural ability, but refuse to quit, they're the ones who rise to the top. Look around at the most successful people in any field. They weren't always the most gifted. They weren't always the smartest, the strongest, or the most naturally skilled, but they outworked everyone else. They showed up when others made excuses. They practiced when others got tired. And because of that, they passed up the ones who thought talent alone would carry them. Those who rely on talent get left behind by those who rely on work. So stop worrying about whether you're naturally good at something. That doesn't matter. What matters is whether you're willing to put in the time, the effort, and the sweat to become great. Why are you letting distractions rob you of your future? How many hours do you lose every day scrolling through social media, checking notifications, watching pointless videos, or comparing yourself to people who don't even know you exist? You don't realize it, but every wasted hour is an hour you can't get back. Your focus is like a bank account. Spend it on junk and you'll be broke when it really matters. Every time you let distractions pull you away from your goals, you're making a withdrawal. You're draining your ability to concentrate, to improve, to build something meaningful. And just like money, once that time is gone, you can't get a refund. Look around. The most successful people in the world aren't spending their time mindlessly scrolling. They aren't caught up in pointless debates, distracted by every new trend. They are laser focused on their craft. They guard their time like it's their most valuable asset, because it is. So here's the reality check. Distractions are costing you more than you think. Every moment you waste is a moment someone else is using to get ahead. Every hour lost is an opportunity you'll never see again. Take control of your focus, set boundaries, cut out what doesn't serve you, because the people who control their attention are the ones who control their future. Stop studying other people's lives, start building your own. Too many people spend their time watching others, measuring their progress against someone else's success instead of focusing on their own growth. They scroll through social media, compare their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, and wonder why they feel stuck. Success requires tunnel vision. If you're looking at others, you're off track. You can't move forward while constantly checking what everyone else is doing. Comparison creates doubt. It makes you question yourself, second guess your abilities, and waste time trying to catch up instead of staying locked in on your own goals. Think about the most successful people. They don't obsess over competition. They don't waste time worrying about who's ahead of them. They dominate by focusing on their own game. The greatest athletes, the best entrepreneurs, the highest achievers, they win because they know that real success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. So ask yourself, are you spending more time watching or working? Are you living your own story, or are you stuck in someone else's highlight reel? It's time to shut out the noise, stop looking left and right, forward, because the only way to truly win is to stay locked in on your own path. Lock in and cut out the noise. Your dreams depend on it. Every wasted minute, every pointless distraction, every meaningless conversation is stealing from your future. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening. Every moment spent on useless distractions is a moment stolen from your future self. Social media, toxic people, pointless drama, these things don't just waste your time, they drain your energy. They leave you exhausted, unfocused, and stuck in the same place while others move ahead. Your energy is like a battery. Waste it on the wrong things, and you'll have nothing left for what matters. If you're constantly scrolling, constantly engaging in negativity, constantly surrounded by people who don't add value, how do you expect to have the focus and drive to build the life you want? So here's what you need to do. Identify the noise. What's stealing your energy? Who's draining you instead of pushing you forward? Set boundaries. Stop giving your time to distractions that don't serve you. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Commit to discipline. Turn off notifications, limit screen time, walk away from negativity. Your focus is your greatest asset. Guard it at all costs. The world is filled with noise. The ones who win are the ones who know how to block it out. Are you ready to focus? Or are you going to let distractions run your life? The choice is yours. Your energy is limited. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. The direction of your focus is the direction of your life. If you spend your time worrying about things that don't matter, engaging in negativity, or obsessing over things beyond your control, don't be surprised when your life reflects that same chaos. Your mind is a garden. Water the weeds and they'll take over. Every thought you entertain, every distraction you allow, every useless habit you engage in is either helping you grow or holding you back. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who learn to control their focus. So ask yourself, are you feeding your mind with knowledge, growth, and discipline, or are you filling it with distractions, doubt, and excuses? If your focus determines your results, what are you choosing to feed your mind with? Here's the action plan. Cut the distractions. If it doesn't push you forward, it's pulling you back. Feed your growth. Read, learn, challenge yourself. Surround yourself with people who push you higher. Stay locked in. Train your focus like a muscle. The more you control it, the sharper it gets. Success isn't about talent or luck. It's about what you focus on daily. Control your mind, and you'll control your future. Do you want likes or do you want legacy? Too many people chase attention before they've built anything worth recognizing. They want applause before they put in the work. They want to be known before they've mastered anything. But here's the truth. Status fades, skills last. A strong foundation will always outlast a flashy facade. You can gain followers, you can get recognition, but if there's nothing solid behind it, it won't last. The ones who truly win in the long run are not the ones chasing approval. They are the ones chasing mastery. They spend their time building something real, something that can't be taken away. Look at the greats in any field. They didn't start by looking for validation. They started by putting in the hours, learning, improving, failing, and getting better. And because of that, their success wasn't temporary, it was built to last. Master your craft first. The recognition will come later. Stop worrying about what people think. Stop chasing quick rewards. Focus on developing skills that make you truly valuable, because when you have something real to offer, you won't have to chase status, will find you. What's the alternative? Quitting? Giving up because it's hard? Because you're tired? Because progress isn't happening fast enough? Let me tell you something. Every time you quit, you have to start over, if you ever start again at all. Quitting is like throwing away a half-built house because you got tired of hammering nails. You've already laid the foundation, you've already put in the work, but because it got tough, you're ready to walk away? That makes no sense. And yet, that's exactly what most people do. They quit right before the breakthrough, right before they see the result. Here's what quitting really costs you: time you'll never get back, progress you'll never see, and a lifetime of wondering what could have happened if you had just held on a little longer. The truth is, struggle is temporary, but regret lasts forever. The pain of pushing through is nothing compared to the pain of looking back and realizing you were closer than you thought. So, what are you going to do? Let frustration win? Let doubt win? Or are you going to push forward knowing that everything you want is on the other side of not giving up? Because success doesn't come to the strongest or the smartest, it comes to the ones who refuse to quit. Winners keep going when others quit. That's the only difference. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never fall, they're the ones who refuse to stay down. Every failure, every setback, every roadblock is just another test. A test to see who is willing to push through and who is going to fold. Success isn't about never falling, it's about getting up faster every time you do. The strongest people in the world didn't get there because everything went smoothly for them. They got there because no matter how many times life knocked them down, they got back up stronger, smarter, and more determined than before. Think about every successful person you admire. They all failed, but they didn't stop. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. The list goes on. The difference, they used their failures as fuel. They didn't let the fall define them. They let the comeback write their story. So ask yourself, are you going to let failure break you? Every time you get knocked down, you have two choices: stay down or stand up and fight harder. Choose to rise. Choose to keep going. Because the only way to truly lose is to give up. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants the struggle. Everybody wants results, but few are willing to fall in love with the work it takes to get there. The truth? The process is what makes you great. If you don't love the grind, you won't last long enough to see the result. Iron isn't strong because it was born that way. It became unbreakable through fire. The same goes for you. Every challenge, every late night, every setback is shaping you into someone stronger, someone who can handle success when it comes. But if you only love the results, you'll give up when they don't come fast enough. Think about it. How many times have you quit something just because you didn't see instant progress? That's where most people go wrong. They want the rewards without the effort. They focus on the finish line but forget that it's the training, the failures, and the grind that prepare them for it. You have to fall in love with the work, the small daily victories, the discipline, the struggle. That's where real growth happens. If you learn to love the process, you'll never have to chase success. It will come to you. So stop waiting for the payoff. Start embracing the journey. Because the person you become along the way is the real reward. Talent fades, discipline endures. Too many people believe success is reserved for the gifted, the naturally talented, the ones who seem to have it all figured out. But let me tell you something. Talent is nothing without the discipline to keep going. The world isn't shaped by the most gifted. It's shaped by the ones who refuse to quit. The last person standing always wins the race. It doesn't matter how fast you start if you don't have the endurance to keep pushing when things get tough. They understand that the last person standing always wins the race. It's greater than they are if the talent alone kept showing up, kept working, and kept moving forward long after others gave up. Think about the people you admire, the ones who truly made an impact. Were they the most talented, or were they the ones who refused to stop even when they had every reason to quit? That's the difference. Talent might give you a head start, but persistence is what finishes the race. The ones who stay in the fight, who keep learning, who keep pushing, that's who wins. So ask yourself, are you going to rely on talent, or are you going to outlast everyone else? The answer to that question will decide your future. What if your biggest failure is just the setup for your greatest success? Too many people let failure stop them in their tracks. They see a setback as proof that they aren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But let me tell you something, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every person who has ever achieved anything worthwhile has failed, and not just once, over and over again. Success isn't about avoiding mistakes, it's about learning from them. Every setback carries a lesson, a key that unlocks the next level. The only people who truly lose are the ones who give up before they see the lesson. The ones who win, they take every loss, every failure, and every disappointment and use it as fuel to come back stronger. Think about it. A slingshot has to be pulled backward before it can launch forward. Your struggles are setting you up for something bigger, but only if you refuse to stay down. The next time you face failure, don't see it as the end, see it as the beginning of your comeback story. Your failures aren't signs to stop, they're signals that you're getting closer. Keep pushing, keep learning, keep going.